Hi, this is Gyoo, and the game is Superliminal. I will start very quickly, don't worry. Because it's gonna start very quickly at the beginning, I want to explain a few things before. So Superliminal was released like 6 or 7 months ago. And it's a game about perspectives. It's a puzzle game, an FPS puzzle game, and it's about perspective and things that are not what they should. And yeah, that's just for some basic info about the game. So shall I do a countdown for the time?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so as you can see, I can't redo anything right now, but you will see very quickly that I can grab objects, and when I grab objects, their size can change. If an object is far away from me, from the wall that I face, it gains size, and now I'm out of bounds because reasons. So what happened here is basically I aimed at the ceiling with the cube, and whenever I grab and release the cube, it expands. And when it expands multiple times, it fills all the space in the room. And if it fills all the space in the room and you try to jump, well, the game doesn't know where to put you, so it just throws you in the air with a lot of vertical speed.
All environments perceived during
snap. Okay.
reflect a typical mental state. If you believe your mental state was compromised by Somnasculpt, please.
So that's what happened there. I was just thrown away with lots of vertical speed, but my horizontal speed remains the same. So I just have to have enough height so I can move on to the rest of the level, which happened. And now I just complete the rest of the level normally. This technique, we will do it multiple times in the first chapters. Right now this is pretty much the tutorial, so as you can see, there's multiple mechanics. I can push objects like this. And now this is the end of the level. So I think it's written on the layout. The category is called any % Warpless, and I will get back to this point a bit later because I will have some time at some point. But right now things are a bit hectic, so I need to focus. So in this level, which is the second level, we should have a lot of optical illusions, but we'll skip everything by using this can. So pretty much the same thing as in the previous level will happen. So I need to set up right there. And I missed. Great. Okay, let's back this up. This should be fine. Okay, great. So same thing happened. I think I have a lot of height, so I need to be careful here. Yeah, I'm not taking green soda, sorry. Maybe I will take it later. Okay, great. And now it's the end of the level. So usually there should be a lot of things that you do with optical illusions in this level, but as you can see, you can go directly to the end. And this mechanic right there, you will see, I will go through a portal right there, and depending on the size of the portal, you will have a different size on the other side of the portal, and this is important for later.
Don't interact with anything that strikes you as sight.
So keep that in mind. Yeah, it's all simulator. So you can play with the size of objects. If you play with the size of portals, then you will play with your own size pretty much. And this will allow for some other glitches in future levels. So this is the third chapter of the game, which is called Cubism. I will do pretty much the same once again. However, it's a bit more difficult because you're in a more open room. So I'll try to do it. So it happens right
which reflects
there.
negatively on the standard orientation protocol. You will rectify this failure immediately.
Okay, I didn't have enough height at all, so let's give it another shot. Oh, it should be fine, great. Okay, so this one, like I said, it's in an open room, so it's a bit more difficult to do. I wouldn't say it's random or not, but I don't have a 100% consistency on that, so I'm glad I could do it second try. Well, actually I'm going too far. Okay, that's unexpected. Sorry about that. I actually went too far and I couldn't back up. I was supposed to land on the ceiling of the level. So yeah, let's do it another time. Great.
Do we have time for a quick?
This is an automated
part on
message
my
for
sure.
all patients who attempted to use an alternate
I just
pathway
want to
to
remind you
access the
guys
next
that in a
phase of
couple of games
somnascal
we had the
therapy, but who
Skyrim
have
Marriage
become
Percent
trapped
run,
in a dream
and we
state
currently have
paradox
a bid
instead.
war to
Your
decide who
decisions
is actually
imply a
going to be
failure
the
of
one that we marry.
orientation, which
So make sure
reflects
to
negatively
donate
on the
your
standard
choice down
orientation
below.
protocol. You will rectify this failure immediately.
And now there's not enough height, so I have to do it again. Thankfully, if I figure out that I don't have enough height, I can just go back and try again. So yeah, that's... I wouldn't say I expected that to happen, but... Okay. I'll just focus for a second. Come on! I don't know why it happens sometimes, it just doesn't behave the same way. And now it works, okay. So this time let's try not to go too far. Should be fine. Yeah, great. Okay, so now we can finish the level. Okay, so just to make this bigger, snap. Okay. Okay, finally. Yeah, Kanasumi, you're totally right. I also had a lot of vibes from Stanley Parable playing this game, also a bit of Portal because of the way the voice talks to you while you're playing, and yeah, it's a bit like that. Like I think maybe references to other games. Okay, so now it's a level that we have to do almost normally, like in the glitch test runs. So it's the best time to talk about the category actually. So like I said, it's called any percent Warpless. Because in any percent, the actual any percent run,
Hello.
you actually manipulate items in a way that they will teleport you to other places in the level, and usually pretty close to the end. But because it's too broken and it's really not marathon safe, we decided to make this category, which is Warpless, so you can do everything except for this warp strat. But you can still do out of bounds. You can still do like those projections that I'm doing to go to other parts of the levels. However, in this level, I won't do any of them. There's one projection that has been found recently, but I don't know how to do it correctly, so I'd rather not do it at all. So right there, very small cut. If you can. Okay, great. So that was just 2 jumps that you have to do correctly, otherwise you fall down and you get back to the beginning of the room.
My name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk more about the feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt I mentioned before. You feel this way because you want the kind of happy life you see all around you.
Would you
Kind
mind if I
know
jump right in here for a
everyone else
moment?
is
Yeah, sure.
enjoying. And that's exactly why
Perfect.
we're
Just
here
want to
to
remind
help.
you guys that all your money is going towards direct release COVID-19 response, where they're going to be focusing on 4 key areas of activity, including providing assistance in the form of PPE or personal protective equipment to health workers,
Warning.
building an
You are advised to
ICU
subject
medication
yourself
model and
to
mobilizing
explosive
private
mental
resources
overload
to
by
build a
descending
stockpile,
into additional
and
dreams, but
boosting
have now
support to
descended
safety
into
net
a dream
facilities to
within a
address
dream
existing chronic
instead,
gaps.
disorienting
Along with that,
yourself
they are
even
also
further.
collaborating with
You are
infectious disease
responsible for failing to make this
epidemiologists,
crucial distinction.
technology companies, and public agencies to use mobility data in support of their response.
Okay, so while you were talking, I actually did something pretty cool. There was a room that was completely in the dark, and usually to be able to go through it, okay, what's going on? Usually what you have to do to go through it is to get light source, but because we know the way, we can do it completely blind, and I managed to do it first try, so that's great.
Who are able to follow simple instructions from the standard orientation protocol.
And now we can just finish the level, it's close to the end. Also, yeah, as Mr. Shasta noticed, we are actually guided by 2 voices. The one that's guiding you through the levels, also make sure to enjoy avocados. And the Dr. Glenn Pierce, which is, well, a doctor, and also gives you some hints, and basically is just there for the lore of the game. Okay, so now this chapter is called Clone. And actually, it's the beginning of what we could say a change in the mechanics of the game. Because so far, whenever you grab an object, you get, it just stays there. And then you can change its size and stuff like that. But from now on, at least in this chapter, if you click on items, they will duplicate and usually a bit smaller every time. So that's what will be used. Once again, this level is done the same way in Glitchless. And you have to use this mechanic to beat this level.
Significant memory loss, both quantitative and qualitative.
So here you duplicate objects to climb. Then there's a few other things. Okay, so here there's this apple that is on the button, and I have to put another apple to just push it off the button to open the door. And right there, it's a bit different as well. I can just duplicate this apple correctly, but there's this fan that will push them away. But if I do this, it just works. If I just click just over the button.
Dr. Pierce is frantically submitting numerous spelling and grammar mistakes into the standard orientation protocol in a desperate attempt to counsel
so
I have no subroutine
now I just have to make some kind of stairs.
Of the standard orientation protocol.
And at the end of this level, you have one of the hardest stakes of the game, so be prepared for that.
Attention. Dr. Pierce continues to input significant errors. I will interpret his basic ideas. Hello, my introductions are redundant. I am a real doctor who went to doctor school. VR has never been a mistake.
Okay, that was it. VR has never been a mistake, because why not? Okay, so now we're back to glitching. Yeah, doctor school. We're back to glitching with Dollhouse. Remember a few levels ago when I said that portals, when you go through portals, you can change your size. Well, we're going to take advantage of this to go out of bounds in another way that we used before. And what you have to know is, no matter what your size is, you will have the same vertical speed when you fall. So actually I will go through a very small portal and it will make me very, very big. And because I always have the same falling speed, it will make me look like I'm actually floating or something, but it's actually not what happens. I'm just flying normally. So, okay, I went through. So now I'm out of bounds because I'm way too tall, and I need to enter this room, so hopefully I can do it correctly. I think it's too small. Yeah, so I have to... Okay, so now I had to push it, well, to grab it a second time, and because of that it made it extremely big, and because the pole was extremely big, I'm now very small, so crossing this corridor takes a lot of time. But if you manage to do it optimally, yeah, it's about 15 or 20 seconds faster than that. But yeah, at least I managed this to beat this level. And now the next level is Labyrinths. So let me explain. There's a corridor that is very long, and you cannot go outside of it. As you could see so far, every single level ended with an elevator that you get in. And this one is the same, but the elevator at the end of the corridor is just closed. You can go in it. But we found a way to get in it, and hopefully we'll be able to do it. And if you can go inside, even if it's closed, actually it will activate and end the level. And you actually skip whole parts of the level by doing this.
Orientation protocol.
So I have to focus here just for a minute trying to set up this.
Error analysis complete. You are exhibiting signs consistent with an increase in fear, hopelessness, and frustration. This is inconceivable, as somnasculpt therapy is proven to correlate with a decrease in these emotions. Hypothesis. Patient was improperly oriented. Conclusion. Impossible. Reformulating. Improved hypothesis. Patient requires additional somnasculpt therapy. Conclusion. Emergency exit protocol cannot proceed.
Can I make it? Oh no, I went inside. Okay, I will try it a second time, and because I already lost a lot of time in cubism, if I don't do it this time, I will just do a backup. The backup is the old strat that we were doing before. And it's about 2 minutes longer, but at least I should be able to go through. So hopefully, hopefully it works this time.
Error analysis complete. You are exhibiting signs consistent with an increase in fear, hopelessness, and frustration. This is
But yeah, that's what I was afraid of, because when I trained this level, I used to be consistent at this, but somehow I became really inconsistent. Somehow. No, stay there.
Impossible. Reformulating. Improved hypothesis. Patient requires additional somnasculpt therapy. Conclusion. Emergency exit protocol cannot
Okay,
proceed.
great.
Emergency exit protocol has been emergency destroyed.
Okay, so now... And I'm in the elevator, so that's the end of the level. Yes!
Continue with somnasculpt.
Okay, I'm extremely relieved to be able to pull this off. Okay, so now we have 2 levels left, but the last level will take 2 seconds, so this one is actually the last relevant level. And it's pretty much the same as in Dollhouse, so you take this. I will try to go through this portal, if I can. Okay, great. And now, okay, I'm in the right direction. And yeah, that's the end of the level right there. If you didn't understand the thing, that's okay. Is it okay? It should be fine. Yes, okay. Okay, so time is coming up. After this loading, it will be pretty quick. The loading can take some time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, once the level is loaded, it's like 2 seconds in time, so... And time. Okay. So I don't know what my time is. I'm just relieved that I was able to pull everything off because, as you can see, a lot of those tricks are not that easy. And pulling everything off during a marathon is always super satisfying. So I'm really glad, no matter what the time is, I'm really glad I did that.
Everyone who comes to the institute
Just to give you a reference, your time was 19 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, okay. That was expected considering the few mistakes I did. Still glad I could do it under the estimate, so yeah, that's it. Also, the sound is really, really loud for some reason. Okay, so that was Superliminal. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. And I don't know if there's anything else I have to say, so...
Alright, thank you so much for that awesome run, guys. Stay tuned because we have a couple more awesome runs coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to be heading up next with Divinity Original Sin 2 by Forest. So stay tuned for that.